good, y'all? I'm Winston Marshall, aka the Swaggy Blurred, and welcome to another CPT review. That's right. If you don't know what CPT stands for, well, you better go ahead and ask somebody. But for all the folks that do, you know what it is. It's me covering movies, TV shows, all that kind of stuff that, I might be a little late to the punch. Now, this isn't super late because it's still in theaters, but it's late because we should have been supporting on Juneteenth. So I figured I would do it for Juneteenth Part 2. That's right, I'm talking about none other than the comedy, The Blackening, which came out on June 19th, a couple weeks back. Out the gate, man, again, remember, these are spoiler reviews. So if you don't want The Blackening ruined for you, and honestly, don't let me ruin it, go see this motherfucker, like, immediately. That's what you need to know off top, is you need to see this movie expeditiously, motherfucker. Out the gate, man, this movie is phenomenal. This is one of my personal top fives of the year. You're gonna have some folks that be like, "Oh, it's a better movie." Go kill yourself. I say that to say this movie gets back to the roots of just classic raunchy like comedies. It's specifically done with a black audience in mind, obviously called The Blackening, an all-black cast with a few exceptions, man, but absolutely brilliant. Now, this originally comes from the mind of the sketch comedy group Three-Peat. Yo, shout out to my late-night variety comedy writing teacher, Patrick Rowland, who was a part of that original sketch group. But this was penned by Dwayne Perkins. And excuse me, I'm going to find the name of the other writer in just a moment here. But this is taking that sketch that they put up on Comedy Central. That was essentially the idea of whoever's the blackest will be killed by this serial killer. So they start these arguments. Tracy Oliver, there we go. Tracy Oliver and Dwayne Perkins. Whoever's the blackest will be killed by this serial killer, this supernatural killer. So they start arguing about like, well, hey man, like you did this, like for example, you be drinking Kool-Aid all the time. You got 3 baby mamas. You got all this stuff. Like, well, you clearly the whitest one because you voted for Trump twice. Like all this shit, right? They expand that out into a full horror movie, which essentially what ends up happening is you have a bunch of college homies meeting back up for a Juneteenth celebration, a 10-year reunion since they've seen each other, and things go sideways. You end up in a situation where people are getting killed, end up playing this game, this seemingly haunted game called The Blackening, and they are being hunted with crossbows and all sorts of shit. Now, all that being said, man, first of all, this cast is stacked. You've got Antoinette Robinson, Dwayne Perkins, Seneca Walls, Grace Byers, X Mayo, Melvin Gregg, Jermaine Fowler, Yvonne Orji, Jay Farrow. Completely stacked cast here. All star of current black actors that are out here doing the damn thing. But you have a lot of meta shit that happens that makes this shit absolutely fucking hysterical. Like early on, one of the things that happens when you're playing the game of Blackening, you got to answer black questions. It feels like you're playing Black Card Revoked, but with your life on the line. So you see Yvonne Orji and Jay Farrow, who are in the very beginning. They pull a card, name 2 black people that survive a horror movie. And Jay says, Jada Pinkett and Omar Epps in Scream 2. Like, that's not actually accurate at all. And they're like, yeah, they did get killed. It's probably because they couldn't afford them for the full movie. And then you see Jay Farrow and Yvonne Orji stare directly into the camera. So you have moments like that. You have another moment when they're playing The Blackening, the full group that's in the main part of the movie, and it's like, at one point I maybe it was the white people I pissed off because I told them that the O'Reilly Auto Parts theme is more relevant to the culture and to society as a whole than the Star Spangled Banner. And when she then starts to sing "Oh oh oh," when I tell you my entire motherfucking theater goes, O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Like, I fucking died. And it was like this the whole time. Little minor things. Like, at one point, they do have a gun to try and stop the serial killer. And homie's shooting it sideways and he keeps missing. So someone turns his head to shoot straight. Just like little tiny motherfucking things. Like Adderall giving you superpowers and just all sorts of just crazy fucking shit, man. And I don't know which of the characters I found the funniest because they all were just had that fucking moment. Every single one of them had a moment where you were rooting for them, where you were jeering against them, where you were cracking the fuck up. So many quotables to the point where, to be honest with you, this for me has become one of those instant black classics, man. This is one of those things that we're going to be quoting this forever. And I am so proud of this cast and crew, Tim Story directing the whole thing, man. I'm so proud of this movie where they came in with $5 million on the budget and they tripled their budget, man. This is proof right here that you need to stop throwing $300 million movies every fucking time. Get a solid fucking story and cast together and put it out there, and people are going to see it, and you're going to make that money. Now, obviously, $15 million doesn't mean that you had like all of America watching this and watching it multiple times like you might from an Avengers Endgame. But if this is show business, if it's the movie business, the business is to make money. You have tripled your investment. That to me screams that you've done the right thing, and you've got such brilliant work being done by this cast and crew, man. I'm genuinely blown away. So if I had to rate this, man, shit, I'm giving it a straight 10. I don't see any flaws with this. Is this an Oscar movie? Fuck no. Let's be real. Ain't winning no Oscars for this. But if it don't win BET Award next year, if it don't win some, like, I honestly would not be surprised. Like, they're not gonna do it, but it deserves to get an Ensemble SAG Acting Award just because this entire acting crew, at least a nomination, you know what I'm saying? This entire acting crew, like, crushed. It deserves an NAACP award for that shit too. This movie is so fucking good, man. And I don't think I've had this good of a time at the movies, at least not comedy-wise, since Girls Trip, Booksmart, Bridesmaids. It's in that echelon of film as far as what was done here. And again, it meets my top 5 of the year, which is including this, Air, Across the Spider-Verse. I'm blanking on what my other 2 would be right now, because movies this year have been a little bit hit or miss. But, you know, I'll give it to you that's at least in the top 3. We can at least argue that straight up, since I can't think of the other 2 movies I put in my top 5. But I can't harp on this enough. Black folk, if you haven't seen this yet, you just roll on some CPT, you can still go see it while it's in theater. Support, help get them stacks up for this cast and crew. And white folk, look, you're gonna understand probably like a handful, a good majority of the movie, but it's still just a fun, like, laugh, man. So go out there if you're looking for something to do on 4th of July. Fuck a Flash and everything else. I like the Flash movie and all that stuff. I need you to go and see this. Go see The Blackening. You do not want to miss it. And with all that, man, I want to know, have you seen The Blackening already? What did you think? I'm assuming if you watched my spoiler review that you saw it at this point. So tell me what your favorite part is, your favorite quotable. Who was your favorite character? Were you able to guess who I'll leave that spoiler alone. Were you able to guess who the final villains were? Because I had a little bit of an inkling about the first reveal, but I wasn't sure about the second reveal until the end. There is a second reveal. I picked up on it right before it happened, man. And I just thought that there was a lot of great commentary with that as well. But if you haven't already, man, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, show some love. I got my Breakfast AM news stuff popping off. I got my reviews coming off for a number of different movies. And these CPT reviews, again, these are reviews for stuff that's been out, I should have been seen, and my black ass is late to it. And I apologize. Not really. I'm doing me. You should do you. Be sure to, again, to subscribe, hit that notification bell when the new content's coming out, and be sure to leave comments on all this, man. Help me out with the algorithm, because I'm trying to build this motherfucker out, son. So with all that, y'all, I got nothing but love for y'all. Happy 4th of July. Honestly, happy Juneteenth part 2. And I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace.